Welcome you all back to the 12th standard maths class. So in this class we are going to enter into the last subdivision of this chapter, third chapter, that is Descartes rule. So what you are going to find using this Descartes rule means we are going to find the bounds of positive roots, negative roots and imaginary roots. So what is bounds? Bounds in solrame, what is bounds? Bounds na, suppose if they have given a 6-degree polynomial equation, then we have 6 roots, okay? There may be positive roots, there may be negative roots, there may be imaginary roots also. We can't say there will be only positive roots or only negative roots or only imaginary roots. So for finding the boundaries, for finding how many positive roots, how many negative roots and how many imaginary roots, we are going to use the Descartes rules. That's why using Descartes rule we are going to find the boundaries of positive, negative and imaginary roots. Okay. Statement of Descartes rule. But before entering into the statement, we have to know an important thing, that is change of sign in coefficient. Change of sign in coefficient. We have to know this. This is very important. See, consider a polynomial. In your book they have given a polynomial 2x power 7 minus 3x square minus 4x power 5 plus 5x power 4 plus 6x cube minus 7x plus 8. Okay. So they have given a polynomial equation. Okay. Consider the sign only in this. That is, here it is plus, next term is minus, plus, minus and plus. Okay. These are the symbols they have given in the polynomial equation. Okay. See here, we don't have the x square term. So but we didn't include any symbols here, any sign here. We didn't include plus or we didn't include minus. Okay. See, in this row, where is the change? We are going to find the where is the change. Say here it is plus and here is a change, plus 2 minus. Therefore here is one change, 1. Okay. Here it is minus and again this next term is minus. Therefore there is no change. And see here, there is the next term is plus. We have another one change here, that is 2. See, it is plus, here it is minus, therefore we haven't changed here, that is 3. And here it is minus and the next term is plus, therefore we have changed here. Therefore the total changes are 4. 4 changes in sign of coefficient, sign of coefficient of the polynomial. Okay. So in this equation there is 4 changes of sign. This is very important for the Descartes rules. Okay. Now see here, definition 3.2. What they have given, a change of sign in the coefficients is said to occur at the jth power of x in a polynomial p of x if the coefficient of x power j plus 1 and the coefficient of x power j, or the sign of change may occur in x power j minus 1 or x power j. Okay. See, this is a definition of change of sign in the coefficient of the polynomial. See, a change of sign in the coefficients is said to occur at the jth power of x in a polynomial p of x is if the coefficient of x power j plus 1 and the coefficient of x power j, or coefficient of x power j minus 1 or the coefficient of x power j has the different signs. That means in a polynomial like this, x power n some a1 x power an minus 1 x power n minus 1 plus etc plus a1x plus a not equal to 0. Okay, let us consider this polynomial as a p of x. Okay, இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு polynomial இருக்கு. சேஞ்ச் ஆஃப் சைன் எங்கே அக்கர் ஆகுது அப்படின்னா a பவர் ஜேன்ற ஒரு டேர்முக்கு அக்கர் ஆகுது. அப்போ ஏஜே டேர்முக்கு அக்கர் ஆகுது. ஓ ஏஜே இன்ட்டு எக்ஸ் பவர் ஜே will be the answer. Okay, n minus j. Okay, let it be. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஜே பவரில் அக்கர் ஆகுது, எக்ஸ் பவர் ஜே பவரில் அக்கர் ஆகுது. அப்போ அப்படின்னா சப்போஸ் திஸ் இஸ் ஆஃப் ப்ளஸ் மீன்ஸ் எய்தர் ஜே மைனஸ் டேர்ம் ஏ பவர் ஜே சாரி எக்ஸ் பவர் ஜே மைனஸ் டேர்ம் வந்து நெகட்டிவாக இருக்கணும். இல்லைனா ஹியர் எக்ஸ் பவர் ஜே ப்ளஸ் 1 வந்து நெகட்டிவாக இருக்கும். சப்போஸ் இது வந்து பாசிட்டிவாக இருந்துச்சுன்னா இதுக்கு முன்னாடி இருக்க டேர்ம் வந்து நெகட்டிவாக இருக்கணும், இல்லைனா இதுக்கு பின்னாடி இருக்க டேர்ம் நெகட்டிவாக இருக்கும். எய்தர் தான், ரெண்டுமே இருக்கணும்னு அவசியம் கிடையாது. எய்தர் ஏதாவது ஒன்று இருந்தால் we can say that it is the change of sign in the coefficients of the polynomial. Okay, suppose நம்ம இங்கே என்ன சொன்னோம், if this is of a positive sign, if this is an a x power j ஓட coefficient வந்து நெகட்டிவ் சைன் இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா எய்தர் அதுக்கு ஃப்ரண்ட்டில் இருக்க டேர்ம் எக்ஸ் பவர் ஜே மைனஸ் 1க்கு பாசிட்டிவாக இருக்கணும், அப்படி இல்லைனா அந்த நெக்ஸ்ட் டேர்ம் எக்ஸ் பவர் ஜே ப்ளஸ் 1க்கு அதோட கோஎஃபிஷியன்ஸோட சைன் வந்து பாசிட்டிவாக இருக்கணும். திஸ் இஸ் த டெஃபினிஷன். சிம்பிளி இதுதான். ஓகே, நவ் we see the theorem, Descartes rule. Okay, theorem 3.7. What's the statement they have given? If p is the number, if p is the number of positive roots of a polynomial p of x with real coefficients, with real coefficient, the polynomial has the real coefficients, and s is the number of sign changes in the coefficient of the polynomial, in the coefficients of the polynomial p of x, then the important thing is s minus p is a non-negative even integer. Okay, see here what they have given. If p is the number of positive roots of a polynomial, or polynomial இருக்கு p of x. ஸோ அதில் வந்து நம்ம ரூட்ஸ் கண்டுபிடிக்கிறோம். அதில் வந்து எத்தனை நம்பர் ஆஃப் பாசிட்டிவ் ரூட்ஸோ அதை வந்து நம்ம pன்னு கன்சிடர் பண்ணிக்கிறோம். ஓகே, அண்ட் s is the number of sign changes in the coefficient of polynomials p of x. sன்னு என்னது, இப்போ ஒரு நம்ம லாஸ்ட் இதில் ஒரு இது பார்த்தோம், ஒரு ஈக்குவேஷன், ஒரு பாலினாமியல் ஈக்குவேஷன் கொடுத்தா அதில் நம்பர் ஆஃப் சைன் சேஞ்சஸை வந்து sன்னு எடுத்துக்கிறாங்க. ஓகே, தென் we prove that s minus p is a non-negative even integer அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்கோம். இப்போ நம்பர் ஆஃப் சைன் சேஞ்சஸ் இந்த பாலினாமியல்லேருந்து நம்பர் ஆஃப் பாசிட்டிவ் ரூட்ஸை வந்து நம்ம மைனஸ் பண்ணோன்னா அது வந்து நமக்கு வந்து ஒரு ஈவன் இன்டீஜராக வரும். அது வந்து நான் நெகட்டிவாக இருக்கணும். s minus p வந்து நான் நெகட்டிவ் மீன்ஸ் greater than or equal to 0. ஸோ நான் நெகட்டிவ்னா என்ன அர்த்தம், மைனஸ் கீழே போகக்கூடாது. therefore it should be greater than or equal to 0 and it must be an even integer அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. ஓகே, see here s minus p is greater than or equal to 0. therefore we can say clearly that s will be greater than p. Okay, that is the number of sign changes in the coefficients of the polynomial will be greater than the number of positive roots of the polynomial. Okay, it is understood from this s minus p condition. Okay, now they have given some remarks and they have given some theory parts. Okay, let us see that. So I have already seen the number of sign changes in the coefficient of the polynomial will be always greater than number of roots. Number of sign changes will be greater than number of positive roots. Since they have given the condition s minus p is a non-negative integer, therefore from that we have we can get that number of sign changes will be greater than number of positive roots. Okay, the next thing is the difference between number of sign changes coefficient, the number of positive number is even. The difference is even, right? They have given in this theorem itself, that is the s minus p will be an even integer. Therefore, the number of signs, the difference between the number of sign changes in the coefficient and the number of positive roots will be even. Okay. So, from this see here they have considered for only positive roots. Okay. From this we can also take for negative roots. See, before taking that negative root, what we should do the polynomial is, we should substitute minus x instead of x. Therefore, we will get another one equation. From this, the number of negative roots, from this the number of sign changes should be taken here. Okay, the number of sign changes should be taken. See, for the positive roots we have considered number of sign changes in p of x. Therefore, for negative roots what we are going to do is, we are going to consider the number of sign changes in p of minus x. That is, from here number of sign changes in p of minus x will be greater than number of negative roots. Okay. So, what we can say is, the number of positive roots should not exceed the number of sign changes in p of x. And then here the number of negative roots of the polynomial p of x cannot exceed the number of sign changes in p of minus x. Similarly, the difference between them, the difference between the number of sign changes in p of minus x minus the number of negative roots will be an even non-negative integer. Okay, like this same theorem. Okay. So, this we have found the boundary of positive roots and the boundary of negative roots, right? See, attainment of, how do we attain the boundaries? Attainment of bounds. Okay, attainment of bounds. See, bounds for real roots. Okay, we are already seen this 3.9. What we are going to do, we are going to find the bounds for positive roots, negative roots, and then imaginary roots. So, here we are going to find the solution of finding bounds for real roots, that is positive real roots and negative real roots. Imaginary roots, finding the bounds of imaginary will be seen later. Okay. See, in this subdivision, see, they have given a polynomial p of x is equal to x plus 1. They have given a factorization of the polynomial equation. Okay, x minus 2 x plus I into x minus I. Okay, so what's the polynomial is? This is the polynomial, x power 5 minus 2x power 4 minus x plus 2. Okay, this is the polynomial. Here they have given the factorized method. Okay, see, what is the roots here? From this we have, see, minus 1, 1, and from here we can take 2. Here it is minus I and here it is plus I, minus I and plus I. These are the 5 roots of the given polynomial. Okay, see the sign changes here. It is 1 and here it didn't change and here it has changed, it is 2. Therefore, the number of sign changes is 2. Okay, the number of sign changes is 2. So, here the positive roots is, so you don't consider this. Here what we have learnt in the above thing, that is the number of positive roots cannot exceed the number of sign changes in p of x. So, the number of sign changes is 2. Therefore, the number of positive roots may be 0, 1 or 2. See here, here we have 2 positive roots. Here this I and minus a we cannot consider it, because now we are seeing the bounds for only real roots. This is an imaginary root, therefore we are not going to consider that. We are just going to consider the real roots positive real roots and negative real roots. From this what we have seen, what we have got, that is the number of positive roots, positive real roots of this polynomial equation cannot exceed 2. Therefore, here from this we got 1, 2, there is only 2 positive roots. Therefore, we have got the correct assumption from the Descartes rule, right. See, for negative roots what we have to do, p of minus x, we have to find p of minus x. So, minus x power 5 is minus x power 5, minus 2 into minus x power 4 is minus 2 into x power 4, minus of minus x is plus x plus 2. Okay, we already know that when minus 1 the whole power odd terms means we get minus 1, the minus 1 the whole power even terms means we get 1 alone. Okay, that on applying this we get minus x power 5 minus 2 x power 4 plus x plus 2. So, see the sign changes here, here it didn't change and here it is changing 1 and here it didn't change. Therefore, the number of sign changes in the coefficients of p of minus x is 1. So, through p of minus x what we can find? We can find the boundaries of negative roots. Therefore, the number of negative roots in this polynomial equation cannot exceed 1. See here, from here what we have got, there is only one negative root, right? It cannot exceed 1. Therefore, there is only one negative root. So, the Descartes rule can be applied here. Okay. And they have given us another one illustration. See here, x plus 2, x plus 3 into x plus I into x minus I. Let this be p of x. Okay, this is the factorized form. The equation is p of x is equal to x power 4 plus 5x cube plus 7x square plus 5x plus 6. Okay. Now, we are going to find the number of positive roots and the number of negative roots using the Descartes rules. Okay. See here, from this we can write the roots. What are the roots? Minus 2. From this factor we can get minus 3. This factor is minus I. The root from this factor is plus. There are 4 roots. Since it is a 4-degree equation, we got 4 roots. See, let us see the Descartes roots and we can find the boundaries. Okay. See here, there is no sign change. No sign change in p of x. Since the number of sign change is 0, there may not be positive roots. No positive roots. Since there is no sign change in p of x, there is no positive roots. Okay. Is that right? We found it right? See, this is imaginary roots, we can't take it. So, the remaining is we have only 2 negative roots, we don't have positive roots. Now, let us find p of minus x. Minus x the whole power 4 is x power 4, since it is 4 is positive, plus 5x cube minus x the whole cube will be minus 5x cube, since cube is a odd number, plus 7x square minus 5x plus 6. Okay. See the sign changes here. Here it is 1 and here it is 2. Here it is 3 and here it is 4. Okay. Here it is 4. So, therefore, number of sign changes is the number of sign changes in p of minus x is 4. That is, the number of negative roots should not exist. Since we have got 4, the 4 is not the answer. There will be 4 negative roots will not be the answer. நம்ம இங்க வந்து sign changes வந்து இங்க 4 இருக்குன்றதுனால 4 negative roots இருக்கணும் மிஸ். ஆனா இங்க வந்து நமக்கு வந்து 2 negative roots தான் இருக்குது. We can't say like that because 4 இருக்குன்னா 4, there may be 0 negative root, there may be 1 negative root, 2 negative root, 3 negative root or 4. Any one is applicable. Negative roots இருக்க வேணாம், இல்ல 1 இருக்கலாம், 2 இருக்கலாம், 3 இருக்கலாம், 4 இருக்கு. See, from Descartes rules also, we are not going to find the accurate value of the root or the accurate value of the number of roots. இதை விட்டு exceed ஆகக்கூடாது. That's what we are going to find. So, since the number of negative roots will be less than 4. Okay, right? Is that right? Here it is only 2. Therefore, 2 is less than 4. Therefore, the Descartes rule is applicable. Okay. Now, what we have seen the attainment of bounds for the real roots. Now we are going to find we are going to see about the bounds for imaginary roots. Okay, imaginary roots. See, for real roots what we have found the upper bound, right? For the imaginary roots we are going to found the lower bound. Upper bound means the value of the positive number should not exceed this value. That's how we have found in the real root. But here what you are going to find, the number of imaginary root should be greater than this. இதுக்கு மேலே இருக்கணும். இதில் வந்து இதுக்கு கீழே தான் வந்து நம்பர் ஆஃப் பாசிட்டிவ் ரூட்ஸ் இருக்கணும், நம்பர் ஆஃப் நெகட்டிவ் ரூட்ஸ் இருக்கணும்னு நம்ம ரியல் ரூட்ஸ் பார்த்தோம். இமேஜினரி ரூட்ஸ்க்கு நம்ம எப்படி பார்க்க போகிறோம்னா ஒரு பவுண்டுக்கு இதுக்கு மேலே தான் இமேஜினரி ரூட்ஸ் இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு we are going to find. Okay, consider இதில் வந்து the formula is, see here, consider p of x is a polynomial. So number of sign, since this is a degree, take it as the polynomial of degree n. Okay, number of sign changes in coefficient of p of x, let us take that as m. Again, number of sign changes in the coefficient of p of minus x be k. Okay, since it is the number of the degree of the polynomial is n, the number of sign changes in the coefficients of polynomial p of x is, let us take it as m, and let us take the number of sign changes of coefficients of p of minus x be k. So the lower bound will be attained using this formula n minus m plus k. Okay, using this formula only we are going to find the lower bound for the imaginary roots. Let us see this example, then you can understand it clearly. Okay, example number 3.30. 3.30. Show that the polynomial what is the polynomial they have given? 9x power 9 plus 2x power 5 minus x power 4 minus 7x square plus 2 has at least 6 imaginary roots. Okay, what do you have to find? So they have asked us to prove, they have asked us to show that the polynomial, they are given a polynomial, it has at least 6 imaginary roots. That is, they have given the lower bound as 6. That is, the imaginary roots in this should be 6, 7, 8 or 9. Since there is it is of degree 9, there may be 9 roots. Therefore we have to prove that there are at least 6 imaginary roots. Okay, see here, from this let us take this as p of x. P of x is equal to this polynomial. What's the degree here? Degree is 9. Therefore the value of n is equal to 9. See this, let us now see the sign changes, that is m. Sign changes is p of x is, we have taken in this formula, sign changes in p of x is m, right? There is no sign change here, there is a sign change here, 1. There is no sign change here and there is a sign change here, that is 2. Therefore the value of m is 2. Okay, now let us see what is p of minus x. 9 into x power 9, it is an odd number, therefore we get 9 minus 9 into x power 9. This also changes, since x power 5 is an odd number, minus 2 x power 5 minus x power 4, okay, minus 7 x square plus 2. This is p of minus x. See, where is the sign change? There is no sign change in these and all. Here we have only one sign change. Okay, therefore the value of k, sign change is p of minus x is k. Okay, therefore value of k is 1. So we have to find n minus m plus k. Okay, what is the value of n? 9 minus m plus k is 2 plus 1 is equal to 9 minus 3. Therefore 6. Therefore, the number of imaginary roots of this equation should be greater than 6. Okay, at least there should be 6 imaginary roots. That's what we have to find, right? So we have found, right? And the remaining roots will be real roots. What are the remaining? 9 minus 3 is, sorry, 9 minus 6 is 3. 3 real roots. Okay. See, why we have saying that here it is only 3 real roots means, see there the number of sign changes is p of x is only 2. Therefore, the number of positive roots should not exceed 2. So, the number of positive roots will be 2. And here the number of sign changes is p of minus 6 only 1. Therefore, the number of negative roots cannot exceed 1. Therefore, the number of negative roots is 1. So, the total number of real roots is 3. Therefore, we get 6 imaginary roots. Okay. See, now consider the example 3.31. What they have asked is, discuss the nature of the root. Discuss the nature of roots. So, we have to find the discuss the nature of the root. We have to find what are the roots. X power 2018 plus 1947 into x power 1950 plus 15 into x power 8, okay, plus 26 into x power 6 plus 2019. Okay, we have to discuss the, it is a first subdivision, we have to discuss the nature of the roots. Okay, now let us apply the first subdivision, that is bounds for real root. Okay, let us take this as p of x. See here, where is the sign change? There is no sign change. Okay, there is no sign change in p of x. Therefore, the number of positive roots should not, that means no sign change means 0. Okay, the number of positive roots should not exceed 0 means there is no positive roots. Okay, see, let us take p of minus 6. What is p of minus 6? This is even, there is no sign change here, and here it is also even, therefore no sign change here too. This is also even, we don't get sign change here. This is also even, therefore there is no sign change when we change this to, when we change p of x to p of minus x. Since there is no sign change, there is also no sign change. Number of sign changes in p of minus x is also 0. Therefore, the number of negative roots should not exceed 0. There is no negative roots. That is, we don't have positive roots and also we don't have negative roots. Therefore, all the roots are imaginary. Right? There is only 3 chances. That is, there may be positive roots, there may be negative roots or imaginary roots. See, we have proven there is no positive roots. We have also proven there is no negative roots. Therefore, the remaining all the roots 2018 roots will be imaginary roots. Now, let us move on to the exercise. Okay, exercise number 3.6. So, what they have given, discuss the maximum possible number, discuss the maximum possible number of positive and negative roots of the polynomial equation. we have to find the maximum number of positive and negative roots of the given polynomial equation. Okay, what's the polynomial equation they have given? 9x power 9 minus 4 into x power 8 plus 4 into x power 7 minus 3 into x power 6 plus 2 into x power 5 plus x cube plus 7x square plus 7x plus 2 equal to 0. So what you have to find? We have to find the maximum number of positive roots, maximum number of negative roots of the given equation. Let us take this as p of x. Okay, p of x. What are the sign changes here? Here it is 1, 2, 3, 4. So totally 4 number of sign changes in p of x. Therefore, there is totally 4 number of sign changes. Okay, since there is this is sign changes in p of x, therefore the positive roots should not be greater than 4. Positive roots that is number of positive roots. Okay, the number of positive roots should not exceed 4. Okay, there should be at most 4 positive roots. Okay, now let us change the p sign, p of minus x. So here it becomes minus 9x power 9 minus 4x power 8 as it is, minus 4x power 7 minus 3x power 6. Here it changes because it is an odd power, minus 2x power 5 minus x cube plus 7x square minus 7x plus 2 equal to 0. That is p of minus x. Okay, now see here what is the sign change here? Here it is 1 and here it is 2. Okay, since there are two number of sign changes in p of minus x is 2. Okay, that is number of sign changes in p of minus x is 2. Therefore, number of negative roots should not exceed 2. Right? Therefore, see, this is the two things we want. Therefore, we have at most 4 positive roots and at most 2 negative roots. This is the solution. This is the thing we have to find. Okay, maximum number of positive roots is it should not exceed 4 and maximum number of negative roots is it should not exceed 3. Okay, now let us move on to the second question. What are given in the second question? Again they have asked us to same question, that is discuss the maximum number of positive and negative roots of the equation. What's the equation? They have given 2 equation, x square minus 5x plus 6 and x square minus 5x plus 16. See, these two equations will be the same. Only thing is the constant term alone has been changed. So for one thing, if we find the number of positive roots and number of negative roots, it's enough. Let us take this as p of x, x square minus 5x plus 6. See, then sign changes, here it is 1 and here it is 2. Sign changes in number of sign changes in p of x is equal to 2. Okay, now let us take p of minus x, x square plus 5x plus 6. No sign change in p of minus 6. That is number will be 0. Therefore, the maximum number of positive roots is 2 and the maximum number of negative roots is 0. 0 means there is no negative roots. Right? From this what we get? There is no negative roots and we have at most number of sign changes in P of x is 2. Therefore, number of positive roots should not exceed 2. Therefore, we have at most 2 positive roots. They have also asked us to draw the graph. Okay. So, let us consider this equation, that is x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. How can we factorize this? 3 into 2 minus the minus. Therefore, the value will be 3 comma 2. The value of x is 3 comma 2. See, let us 1, 2, 3. Here it is 3 and here it is 2. Therefore, okay, 1, 2, 3. The diagram will be like this. The diagram of x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. We clearly see that this is an equation of a parabola. So, the parabolic equation diagram will be like this. Okay. See the third sum. What they have asked is, show that the equation x power 9 minus 5 into x power 5 plus 4 into x power 4 plus 2x square plus 1 equal to 0 has at least 6 imaginary roots. Okay, what you are going to prove that this equation has at least 6 imaginary roots, means the number of imaginary roots will be 6 or greater than 6. Okay, we have to prove that. Now let us take this equation as P of x. See the sign changes here. See, we know for finding the bounds for imaginary root, we have to find n, m and k. So the degree of this equation is 9, therefore n is equal to 9. See the sign changes in P of x. Here it is 1, here it is 2. That is, the sign changes in P of x is denoted as m. The sign changes in P of x is m is equal to 2. Now let us write P of minus x. So what's the changes here? Minus x power 9 plus 5 into x power 5 plus 4 into x power 4 plus 2x square plus 1. Okay, where is the sign change? Here it's only one sign change. Therefore, the number of sign changes in P of minus x is k. Okay, therefore 1. What we have to, for finding the bounds, we have to write n minus m plus k. Therefore, what's the value of n? Here it is 9. 9 minus 2 plus 1, which is equal to 9 minus 3. Therefore, 6. Okay, therefore, the number of imaginary roots will be at least 6. We have at least 6 imaginary roots. Hence, verify. Hence, we have verified that. This is the thing we have to show. They have asked us in the question, show that this equation has only 6 imaginary roots. Therefore, we have shown that at least 6 imaginary roots. Therefore, from this we have shown that there is at least 6 imaginary roots in this polynomial equation. Okay. So, the next two questions 4 and 5 will be assignment for you. What they are given? Determine the number of positive and negative roots of the equation. What's the equation? X power 9 minus 5 into x power 8 minus 14 x power 7 equal to 0. We have to find the determine the maximum number of positive and negative roots of this equation. Okay. So let us take this equation as P of x. If you see in the sign changes, there is only 1. So therefore the number of positive roots will be 1. And now we have to take P of minus x. The P of minus x will be minus x power 9 minus 5 into x power 8 plus 14 into x power 7 equal to 0. See sign changes here, here it is 1 and here it is 2. Therefore, sign changes in the coefficient of p of minus 6 is 2. Therefore, number of negative roots should not exceed 2. Okay, this is how we have to find the answer. And the fifth question, what they have given in the fifth question, find the exact number of real and imaginary roots of the given equation. Imaginary roots of the polynomial x power 9 plus 9 into x power 7 plus 7 into x power 5 plus 5 into x cube plus 3x. See, we have to take this as p of x and find the number of positive roots, and take consider p of minus x and change the x into minus x, and you will get the number of negative roots, and use this formula n minus m plus k, then you will get the number of imaginary roots. Okay, these two sums are the home assignments for you, very easy. I have given you some hints also. Okay, write it and send it to me through the Zoho class app. Hope you have understand this exercise. It is very easy, just understand the concept and the formulas alone, it will be very easy. Thank you, let's meet in the next class.